Extroverted feeling versus introverted feeling. One is a selfless angel healer who loves everyone, and the other is a narcissistic, selfish influencer, right? Well, if you thought that, then you're 100% correct for clicking on this video because you have a lot to learn. FI and FE are all about feelings and values. You know, those mamby-pamby things that thinkers can't stand? By the way, if you're a thinker and you're watching this video, comment down below so we can give you a pat on the back. A lot of people view introverted feeling as the diva function that only shops at Nordstrom. And I can see why. FI is almost always going to put its own feelings ahead of the feelings of the tribe. If you think they're going to enter an arranged marriage for peace, then you got another thing coming. They'll choose war. Bring on the nukes. Okay, that might be a bit of an exaggeration. FI is more than capable and definitely willing to make self-sacrifices when it deems it necessary. But FI is going to do everything it can do to be true to itself. Well, FE is going to put the values of the tribes first. They'll have a harem of princes and princesses if it just gives the slim chance of peace. It's not that high FI users don't care for anybody but themselves. Like I said, they will gladly sacrifice themselves for others if they need to. But FI always looks internally first. It looks through its own perspective. To FI, if you can't understand yourself, how can you understand anyone else? It's like they play in those airplane safety videos. Don't help your neighbor put on their gas mask until you have your gas mask on. Because how are you going to put somebody else's gas mask on when you can't breathe? The only difference is instead of talking about gas masks, we're talking about tears. You can't cry for somebody else until you cry for yourself first. Want to know why babies come out crying? It's because they know the world they were born into. Extroverted feeling sees it differently. FE can't even think about putting on its own seatbelt until everyone else is strapped in. For them to feel at peace, they need everyone else to be in harmony. FI wants harmony too, but FE feels responsible for having harmony. And this isn't necessarily a selfless act. If the car stops fast and other people aren't buckled in, then they're going to go flying into extroverted feeling, and nobody's going to be happy. FE gets its emotions from others. Its entire existence is based upon how other people feel about them. If somebody doesn't like them, they won't be able to sleep. They'll fly across the world to give a muffin basket to the person who disliked their post, just so they can make it right. Meanwhile, FI users have more enemies than they can count. If there is a disagreement, extroverted feeling will try to find a compromise. What can work for everyone? What can make everyone happy? FE is the king of compromise. But obviously, you can't always have a compromise that everyone likes. So sometimes FE might be a tad assertive, trying to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Introverted feeling, on the other hand, has more of a live and let live mindset. It's not going to compromise on its own beliefs, and it doesn't expect anybody else to do so either. So they'll just agree to disagree. Look, you're not going to change their mind. They know they're not going to change your mind, so why do we need to compromise when we all have our own phones and can watch our own movies during Netflix and chill? It's 2023, guys. If you want to get 2 videos ahead of the YouTube releases, you can join my Patreon for just a few bucks. Plus, I've got some cool perks for people who spend more. Thanks so much for your support, it really helps. When it comes to expressing its view, FI has no problem shouting its opinion from the rooftops. You don't need to ask FI what it thinks. If you're friends and it trusts you, it'll tell you. Meanwhile, FE will be quiet. When coming to a conclusion, it'll form its opinion based upon what everyone else is thinking, not its own individual feelings. Because extroverted feeling is so dependent on other people's emotions, it would like everyone to be more open and vulnerable. How can FE know if you hate them if you don't tell them? It's just rude, really. Now they're just going to have to assume that everybody hates them. So FE will be very open with everyone. They don't want anyone else to have a blank survey of their emotions. Introverted feeling can definitely feel alone in this world. Everyone is just so different, and FI magnifies all the differences between people. Well, extroverted feeling can get so caught up in the feelings of others that they can start to lose themselves. Who is FE and what does FE want? If you ask me, FE wants to watch my video going over all the differences between TE and TI. Click on it here. Special thanks to my patrons. Barron's now also listed in the end of the video. I'm TrebleKnight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys all next time.